It's hilarious. All right, so I want to talk about Davion Mitchell. Career high. New career high. I know we're going to be saying this a bunch of times in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
New career high, 22 points, 3 3-pointers for Davion Mitchell. Didn't have his normal defensive game with a bunch of steals and all that stuff, but did great on the offensive side of the floor. When Davion Mitchell has a game like this, I expect the Kings to win these games because
Absolutely.
I don't expect these points from him. This should be coming from Buddy. This should be coming from De'Aaron Fox. This should be coming from Tyrese. And great game for him. Unfortunately, it's wasted in a losing effort.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I couldn't agree more. Buddy Hield was pretty much invisible, 2 for 10 from 3. So they were in this game last night largely because of Davion Mitchell, especially in the first half. He came out, and it was just nice to see the shots fall for him. You know, as a player, as a shooter, it sucks to be in a shooting slump, and you just are always wondering when you're going to break out of it. Luckily for Davion, it only lasted a couple of games, and hopefully he continues to shoot this well going forward because, like you said, yeah, if he's putting in 22 points for the Kings off the bench, they should win. They should absolutely win.
Yeah, and no fouls, which is crazy. It's so crazy. I know it's premature here, but with what you've seen from Davion at this point, I feel that he's a legitimate NBA player already. You already have guys like Donovan Mitchell saying that he is as advertised, and you know he's made it harder on guys. I know Steph had a good night, 27 points, but you look at the times where Davion's guarding him, guarding Donovan, guarding Lillard. He definitely made it a lot more difficult for those guys. And this is his first couple official NBA games. So you got to think he's only going to get better from this point on. But it just it makes me think, when do we see him start a game in the NBA? I know it's probably going to depend on health of De'Aaron Fox or Tyrese Haliburton. We saw Terrence Davis get a start the other day because of an injury to Mo Harkless. Mm-hmm. So do you see Davion starting anytime soon? And does he start with De'Aaron and Tyrese? Or do you see him starting maybe with Fox? Or maybe Coach Walton waiting till an injury happens and then maybe starting him in place of Fox?
I think the last scenario that you mentioned is probably the most likely. I think that it's probably too early to mess with the chemistry in that regard of trying to figure out, should he start alongside both of those guys? Should he replace one of them? I think this is a great problem for the Kings to have. I would love to just see him continue to come off the bench and play, like you said, the great defense. You know, he's been on the floor late in the fourth quarter. He's kind of playing the same role that Tyrese Haliburton played on this team last year, where he didn't start, but yet he still played starters minutes. Mm-hmm. A lot of times he was on the floor in the fourth quarter when it really mattered most. That's the role I would expect to continue to see from him. But you're right, he is a legitimate NBA player, and that's because of his ability to stop guys defensively. When you can have that type of impact without scoring, you know, there aren't many players in this league that can do that. He reminds me a lot of Lou Dort, who came into the league, really couldn't score at all. I mean, he was much worse of an offensive player than Davion is right now, but yet he was a starter in this league because of his ability to shut down or to make it difficult for the best players in this league. Davion Mitchell has that ability, so it's going to result in him getting time on the court.
Buddha says, I see him starting next to Ben Simmons.
Wow.
That's interesting. I've been reading the forums the past couple days, and everyone's saying, trade Fox for Ben, trade Fox.
Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, we're going to touch on that here a little bit later. But I thought it was interesting, you know, just looking at his, I guess, progression over the 3 games, and it's been pretty big so far. But you look at the bench, we talk about depth on this Kings team, And I want to talk a little bit about Buddy Hield here. I know we, said Buddy didn't make his first shot till 6 minutes